this actually has been linked to increase your stress. It increases your anxiety. At last leads to burnout. There would be a time when we would feel like quitting the job also. Have you ever thought, ఎందుకు బా చేయాలి, చాలు,
Many times.
అనుకోలేదా?
Many times.
Many times,
Ma'am,
keep
I do.
saying, చాలబ్బా మీకేం అర్థం కాదు నా ప్రాబ్లము. You people just sit and watch me doing everything. At last, no one is there to help me. And here I'm prepared to quit the job and sit peacefully and be with you. How many times I have said it? I have said it. I said the same thing to my family members, saying that, see, I'm prepared to quit my job. I need not earn. One earning is enough in a family. Why do we say that? Burnout, isn't it? Don't we go through burnout when we have been asked to maintain a balance between work life, work and life? How does that happen? So one is your mental health has been affected. Of course, your physical health. Not only, as you know, not only the stress brings hormonal changes, it also brings other changes. There is a mood swings. You're not quite normal. So chronic stress from an unbalanced work life, it leads to hypertension. It may lead to heart disease. It may lead to fatigue also. So, yeah, physical health is completely been lost. Quality of relationship, as I said, if you're not able to focus more on work, obviously, this in turn would also affect your personal relationship. That is, your relationship with your family may be drained out. Your relationship with your friends would have been drained out. Your, all the social activities which you generally need to have for a proper well-being would not be there. So that has been affected. And of course, what would be the productivity? How would be your job satisfaction at last? When I'm fatigued, when my mental health has been affected, when my physical health has been affected, when my quality of relationship with almost all my, colleagues, my family members have been affected, how would be my job satisfaction and what would be my productivity? What do you think could be the productivity?
It definitely
Low?
gets hampered.
Decreasing.
Yeah, it
Decreases.
would be low or it may be nil. And of course, job satisfaction, as I said, there will be more a kind of dissatisfaction rather than job satisfaction, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now, what to do and how to overcome this? How are we going to overcome this?
Probably understanding what is exactly triggering the stress levels in an individual, and then addressing those triggers.
Yeah. So the first thing which we generally talk about strategies for work-life balance, and moreover, what I would also say is the work-life balance has become quite difficult after COVID, right? Am I right? I don't know, you people who everyone seated over here need to say, because during COVID, we would have gone through lots. During COVID, every female would have gone through a lots of things because she's been made to sit at work and there is this work from home, and work from home, what happens? You carry your laptop to the kitchen, అక్కడ పెట్టుకొని జాబ్ చేయాలి, ఇక్కడ వంట కూడా చేసుకోవాలి. అయిందా? How many of you have gone through that? When you have been made to work, when you have been asked to work from home, haven't we done that? And people take us for granted, thinking that, ఏమా వర్క్ ఫ్రమ్ హోమే కదా, ఎప్పుడైనా నువ్వు ఆన్ చేసుకోవచ్చు, ఏముంది, ఎలా తెలుస్తుంది, నువ్వు ఆన్ చేసి పెట్టుకో, ఇక్కడ వంట కూడా చేసేసేయి, మాకు తిండి పెట్టేది అన్ని పెట్టేసేయి. Did that happen?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
don't you think that post-COVID, this has completely changed, Isn't it? Aren't we going
Yes,
through
ma'am.
more amount of stress post-COVID? Yes. Yeah. So how are we going to overcome, or how are we going to manage this? One is, which we can say is setting boundaries. Do we ever do that? Do we ever try to set a boundary saying that, chalo, I'm here to work and my duty is to work from 9 to 5, and I'm not going to continue to work after 5 o'clock. Beyond 5, it's a family time. Do we ever try to set a priorities or set a boundary saying that this is my limit. I cannot work beyond it should be either 9 to 5 or from 10 to 5 or 10 to 6 or whatever it is. And I'm not here to work beyond 5. Do we ever say that to the boss? Do we ever try to say?
I think
Do
that
we
is
ever
not
try to
acceptable.
say? Do we ever
No,
say that?
it's like both the ways. Sometimes we give up. Sometimes like we are defeated. When we try to do that, sometimes we feel to complete and go.
Yeah, because next day we are the one who need to come and
Yes,
carry
yes,
on. So what
correct.
we think is it's better to complete it today rather than postpone it
But
tomorrow.
next day,
But the
yeah.
thing is, haven't you ever seen that when you do it in that way, tomorrow you are being again made to do the same thing?
That is true. It's like always the boss makes you do if you complete the task.
Yeah.
And
Once the boss gets to know that you are a sincere, a person who, in spite of all the stress, in spite of all the pressure, is prepared to complete a task and live, the boss doesn't mind to put you into more work. And you don't even try to say that, sir, this is my limit, and I cannot continue beyond 5 o'clock because there's my kid who is waiting, and I have a family time where I need to take my child to a park, or I have to take my child to a movie, or have to play with my child. Have we ever tried to say that? Do we ever do that? Do we ever try to put off your mobile? Do we ever try to switch off your mobile? That's also one strategy where you can just try. 9 to 5 is my office time. Over. After 5, I should not get any call from my office. I'm not here to work for the office. It's a family time. Do we ever try to do it?
No, we don't do.
We don't do it. We don't do it.
Yeah.
But we can set up boundaries. We can surely put it to our boss saying that my working time, whatever you want me to do, you can make me to do between 9 to 5 or 10 to 6, or whatever the time that's been allotted for, that's been given for you. It could be 9 hours or it could be 10 hours. Beyond that, sir, please. So that's one way of, again, how do you put your point is more important. So rather than being aggressive, you can be assertive. I suppose you know what I mean by assertive, being assertive. You know?
yes,
Yes? Yeah.
yes,
Just
that's
there
right.
is a thin line between being assertive and being aggressive. That's how I look at it. A thin
Exactly the
line.
way you rephrase your sentences so that
Yeah,
it
you
would not
have to
create an
reframe the
impact.
sentence. We know how to be harsh, but at the same time, you also have to make sure that you don't hurt the other person, because the
Yes,
other person is none other than your boss,
yes.
who is
So
there to,
it
yeah,
should be very subtle. Yes,
yeah, who is going to give you a performance appraisal based on which you are going to get your salary also.
exactly.
Yeah, right. So
Yes,
many things plays over here. Yeah. So setting boundaries is one thing. So we are talking about the strategies because that's what it's been said. Strategies for work-life balance, specifically for working women, right? And prioritizing and time management. You know, prioritize mm, f- like you can just list out what are the works which are quite important for you, like allocating time for work, allocating time for family, allocating time for self-care. Many females, don't even bother about themselves. How many of us would have had a breakfast in the morning? What do we say? ఎక్కడమ్మా టైం లేదు, అన్ని వంట చేసి పెట్టుకొని నేను పరిగెత్తాలి కదా. యూ డోంట్ వాక్, యూ రన్, వి రన్. Do we do it? Don't we do it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
We stand.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
don't
Yes,
even have,
ma'am.
probably what happens is we don't even have a time to sit and eat.
True, ma'am. True, ma'am.
That's what we
Don't
are.
do that. Mm.
So
Leading
it's
to many health
self-care.
problems also.
Self-care is another important thing. Maintain regular routines for physical and mental health is more important. Take a time, just spend a time for your own self. Say that this is a me time. You understand what do you mean by me time, this 9 to 10 or 6 to 7 or whatever the allotted time is specifically for me and to carry on my activities which I'm interested in, rather than concentrating on you, the family members, or you, the office works, or something else. Have we ever tried to take care of our own selves, like taking care of our mental health or taking care of our physical health? Have you ever tried to do it?
Yes.
No.
No, 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 no. Indian women
Many of us
tries, ma'am.
till a particular age, see, when we are young, when we are 25, 30 or so, we don't bother, we don't prioritize, you don't bother about your physical health nor your psychological health, because we think that we are quite healthy. But when do we start bothering? When we enter into 50 plus, or when we cross 40 plus, when we have various health complications. That is the time when we wake up and say, come on, this is a time when we need to take care of our own self. It is me time. So other strategy which we as a female need to require is self-care, which says regular routines for physical and mental health, right? Another thing is, which we can talk over here, is when we go through stress, we can also seek a support from our family members, from our friends, and also from our co-workers. Who? చాలా టైం మనం ఏం చేస్తామండి, we don't even try to open up. Do we ever try to open up? మాట్లాడతామా మన ఫ్యామిలీ మెంబర్స్తో? Do we ever share what we are feeling? Have we ever tried to say that I'm exhausted, please leave me, please give me a time to relax? Have you ever tried to say that?
No, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Do we say that?
Yes, of course, I do it.
Someone does it, but many of them don't do it. They don't try to seek a family support. They don't speak to our family members, they don't speak to our friends, they don't speak to our co-workers. You can take every right to and speak to every person. You can put your points, you can say what you are feeling like, right? And then what else do we go through? What are the other strategies which we can utilize? Embrace flexibility. We talk about embracing flexibility. What does flexibility mean over here? Flexi time. What do you mean by flexi time? I think everyone have know what do you mean by flexi time. What is it?
Adjustment, madam. Adjustment.
Is it adjustment?
Like,
Yeah,
we-
in a way, it's adjustment. We can say that it's a flexible options with your employer, such as like remote work. Say that, chalo, if I'm not able to travel from here to my workplace, I opt for a working from home, or I can take my own time. Like I can enter into or can on my computer at 11 o'clock, at 12 o'clock. These are nothing but the flexi time that's been given. You have been asked to work for 9 hours. Not necessary that you need to on your computer exactly at 9 o'clock in the morning. This is nothing but flexi time, isn't it? Isn't it?
ma'am.
Probably almost all the male have gone. Though we are talking about work-life balance, hope any male who are here who would understand the pain which a female goes through.
Yes, ma'am.
Just one or two.
Yeah, I'll clap for him.
Yes, yes.
Anyway, learning to say no. The other strategy, as I said, you need to be assertive, not aggressive. Learn to say no, right? Politely, you are supposed to politely decline tasks, or you have to politely decline project. Just say to your kid also that this is not the right time to disturb me, and this is a mama's time. This is a time for the mother. Just leave me alone. Let me relax. Make your child to understand that mother also requires a time to relax, right? So who need to teach the child? Who need to teach a child? Who need to help? Who need to teach the family members?
Me
So it's a
only.
responsibility of everybody, I guess, in the whole family. It's just not the female. I think male also should hold the responsibility.
Yeah. So yeah, sharing responsibility, like someone came up with, that is also another strategies. Don't take everything on your shoulders, thinking that you are the one who is there, and the family cannot survive without you. Many of the females, what we do is we think that our family cannot survive if we are not there for them. Is it true? Isn't it true?
Actually, it is not the thing that the family won't survive without
No,
us.
you don't take off. You don't take an off from your from the family. Have you ever tried to go on an occasion by leaving your families behind?
Yeah, yeah, that is the main problem. Our
Yeah.
commitment.
Then what does that indicate? What does that indicate? Don't you think that we as a female, we start feeling that we are the one, without us, family
Yeah,
is,
yeah,
yeah, they cannot survive.
yeah, yeah. Yes,
So don't you think that it is we who are responsible for all the stress which we are going through rather than anyone else?
yes, yes,
So
yes,
rather than blaming, any other person, the ultimate person who is responsible for the stress, or the person who is responsible for the pain which we are going through, is none other than we ourselves, rather than someone else,
yes, yes, ma'am.
because we never set boundaries. So when you talk about strategies for achieving work-life balance, you should be the one who need to set boundaries. We are the one who need to prioritize. We are the one who need to ask for flexible work time. We are the one who also need to take care of one's own self. That is self-care practices. We are the one who need to seek support also. And we are the one who need to regularly make life changes. Making changes is a continuous process. Isn't it a continuous process? Isn't it a continuous process?
Yes, ma'am. You're right.
Yeah. So apart from this, there are also other strategies like going for an yoga, going for mindful based stress reduction. That's one way where you can, you can help yourself. Going for CBT. Just now, previous session, we have been talking about changing negative thoughts, where I suppose Sir was talking about, I don't know whether cognitive behavior therapy was discussed or not, but you have to reframe your negative thoughts, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So we have that. And apart from that, you can also take a professional help when we are going through stress, can't we?
We should, I think, if at all we're
Can't
not
we?
able to help ourselves. We
And
can.
yeah, yeah. And many a time what we think is దీనికన్నీ మనం ప్రొఫెషనల్ హెల్ప్ తీసుకోవాలా, ఏంటి ఇది మామూలే కదా స్ట్రెస్ తో ఉండేది, వర్క్ లైఫ్ బ్యాలెన్స్ కి అన్ని మనం వెళ్ళి తీసుకోవాలా అని మనం అనుకుంటాము. But don't we feel that we need to talk to someone? If not with the family members, we need to take a professional help also. We need to take a professional help also. And yoga has always been a best practices for the one who is going through stress. When I'm not able to maintain a work-life balance, can't I go for an yoga? Can't I go for a meditation practices, which helps me to have a better sleep?
We should do it, ma'am.
Yeah. So I think these are the strategies which I thought I would just throw some light on. So starting with stress, the reason why I did talk about stress is because when you talk about work and life balance, I think I thought throwing a light on stress would be much better, because it's only when we go through stress we talk about work-life imbalance. And here I did talk about how are we going to, what are the strategies which we can adopt, we as a working women can adopt if we need to maintain a work-life balance, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So I think to conclude, what I would like to say is achieving work-life balance as a working woman requires, what does it require? Intentionality. So we need to do this with intention and with commitment. I need to prioritize my well-being first. It's only when I am well, I can take care of my families also. Until and unless I am physically and psychologically healthy, I, as a working woman, will not be in a position to take care of my family properly. So, achieving work-life balance as a working woman, as I said, it requires, what does it require? Intentionality and commitment. So, and the only way through which we can achieve is by applying these strategies which I have been talking about now. Can we just recall what are the things which we have been talking about? And many of us are still wondering, 8:20 అయ్యింది, ఎప్పుడు వెళ్ళాలి, ఎప్పుడు వంట చేయాలి, ఎప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలి? ఉన్నామా? అనుకుంటున్నామా? కూర్చున్నాము, including me. All of us are seated over here. And I could also find many of them, just going behind, the 8 దాటింది, దీనికన్నా ఇంకా మనం ఎంత వినాలి? Enough. ఏం చేయాలి? వెళ్ళి కిచెన్ లో పరిగెత్తుకొని వెళ్ళి, what we have to do is
Cook
what are we
food.
going to do?
Yeah.
Cook. And లోపల అదే కదా, that is what is running inside her us. వెళ్ళి ఇది ఆఫ్ చేసిన వెంటనే, ఇది అయిపోయిన తర్వాత మనం ఏం చేయాలో అక్కడ వెళ్తేనే తెలుస్తుంది. అత్తగారు చేశారా చేయలేదా, లేకపోతే మెయిడ్ చేసి పెట్టిందా చేయలేదా, మనమే చెయ్యాలో. సో ఇంగ్లీష్. ఎస్,
Please tell in English what you are saying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I said, okay, once every one of us over here are waiting for the program to be concluded, because the next thing, once it's over, what we are trying to do is go to a kitchen to find out what is there for us. If nothing is there for us, what are we going to cook for ours?
We have Zomatos and Swiggies also.
Yeah. So within that doesn't go every day,
Those who have switched off their videos might have been doing their multitasking, cooking, preparation.
And listening.
That's there. True. That's also there. Except me, I cannot go with the multitasking because I'm a presenter over here. Except me.
No,
everyone could have done that also. True,
sir. We don't have any appetite because of your sweet words, homely words reaching our minds happy. right? We have lost our appetite.
Anyway, thank you. Thank you. I thought I'd just conclude. Thank you. And these are the strategies. You can go for yoga, set your boundaries, prioritize, try to manage your time, and, learn to say no. Always learn to say no. Practice mindfulness also, foster a supportive network. These are some of the ways through which we can handle stress, which in turn would make us to maintain a
Work-life balance.
balance. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so
So
much.
I think Krishna Bharat, yeah, who
Ma'am,
has someone has raised their hand.
could you share your PPTs with us?
I don't know. I've shared it with Krishna Bharat. I don't know what's wrong with. I was trying to share it. I don't know. I
Ma'am,
was not
in
able
group,
to.
if you can send.
Yeah,
I'll,
we'll share,
I'll
madam. We'll
send
share.
it. I'll send it to Krishna Bharat, and they would send it to you. Pushpa.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Very nice session.
Yeah.
Very well
Thank
explained.
you,
Madam.
madam. It
So
was wonderful. Yes.
yeah, I know how many mail were there.
Madam, this is Ayeswari garu. Madam, I'm sure in personal life, as long as woman is vicend of a man, so long there is no question of stress.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. And a woman
So,
who can effectively rule the
what